Hey guys, it's Sunday of week 59, and this is just going to be an update video at the end of the week to see what I've been doing, because this has been just a straight up off-season week. So I've taken this week completely off the bike, and combining with when I stopped riding last week. So I had that ride on Thursday where I knew there was too much illness in the system and I wasn't going to be able to kick it and get back to fitness in time for Zwift Academy. So decided to take the off-season there. So I took Friday, Saturday, Sunday off last week 58, and then I've taken all 7 days off this week. And you'd think 7 days completely off, you'd feel very revitalised, but yeah, because I was coming into it with some illness, it took me a while to get over that illness. And then pretty much as soon as I was on the tail end of that, my body kind of just like shut down, and it had not been used to being able to actually rest and recover like this. So we were like getting on 60 weeks of full-on training, that intense a block of training for that long period of time, and yeah, my body just shut down. I got really ill again, and my muscles were aching so much. Like there was a couple of days with I spent most of the day in bed just because my legs were aching so much. But I've had that happen before after illness, when I got ill at the start of the summer, I think, and like the day I knew it would pass, and then it did pass, and like the day after, so random, like my shoulders would get super achy, and I've had that exact same thing happen before. So I just had to ride it out and knew that it would get better, and it's just my body responding really weirdly to the lack of training. Since I got pretty ill at the start of the summer, this is the only big absence of training, and this is kind of how the body sometimes reacts to like when people finish their exams and then they get really ill. Definitely on the mend. I mean, I feel pretty good today, but I mean, I can't deny the fact that it hasn't been 10 days of rest where I felt good. It's been, most of that has been recovering from some sort of illness, and even like today I'm still like a little bit snivelly and sneezy. I have this constant urge to sneeze, but then I can't sneeze. It's like but yeah, I'm generally feeling a lot better, and I'm planning on just getting back to training tomorrow as my first 4 weeks of training back. I'm going to be doing 3 days on, 1 day off, so I kind of work in 4 week blocks, as that, like, then after 4 weeks it syncs back up with a weekly schedule. For the next 4 week block, it's going to be very steady and very much to feel, just to try and build things back over time. Like, I'm not going to be I've got intensity sessions by going to the gym, but I haven't got any intensity sessions on the bike for this 4 week block. After that 4 week block, like, then I need to be getting back on the bike and doing certain sessions. I want to be doing starting a high torque and sprint block, but I'm sure I'll be back to normal by then. And this first 4 weeks gives me that wiggle room of, okay, if I'm not feeling better, I'll not stop riding, I'll not take complete rest days, because I don't think that's going to do me any more good. I've taken enough of them already, but I can just ease off the gas and make sure it's steady enough that I can actually recover. Because yeah, I mean, I've taken this complete 10 days off, but even before that, I mean, week 58 and week 57, they were like 8 and 6 hour weeks, compared to like a 15, 16 hour week being my average. So there's less than half of a pretty standard low week. And yeah, week 57, I was only on the bike 3 days. I think it was 3 days on, 4 days off, which is like ridiculous for me, because normally I'm 1 or 2 rest days a week and 4 days completely off the bike. Like, that wasn't a good week. Then week 58 wasn't a good week, and I obviously decided to call it quits after, and that was the reason why I'd called it quits on Zwift Academy, because I'd already lost that amount of training. It wasn't just, oh, I need to spend a week and a half to get over this illness and then I can finish Zwift Academy. It was acknowledging the fact that I've already lost a decent amount of training, and it's going to take me longer to get back on the bike. So by then I've lost 2.5, 3 weeks of solid training, and I'm just not going to be completing the workouts and the races to, even though I only had 2 hard workouts left and 1 Zwift Academy race. Like, it's not a huge amount, but I wouldn't have been able to complete them to the quality I wanted, and so I decided to pull the plug on this year's Academy, which was disappointing, but it needed to be done. Definitely the right call, I think, and thankfully I'm back to like I said, I'm back to normal now, and looking forward to getting back on the bike tomorrow. And yeah, next week is going to be nice and chill. Getting back in the gym though, gym's going to be going decently hard from the get go, but I'm used to that based on my cumulative training history. Like I've got a good background of gym training, so I should be able to handle that. And I've got a program written, but I'd like to be able to just stick to it for the next 16 weeks, 12 weeks to be honest. But we'll have to see how that goes as well. So yeah, very simple tomorrow. I think the weather's decent, so get out for like 2 hours zone 2, and then probably an hour session at the gym. And I've got some prescribed sets of back squats and deadlifts to be getting on with. But yeah, nice to be easing back into it. It'll be good to be back to training, as I really haven't done much this week. Like I decided to make those videos that I've been planning on. I've had the notes on my phone for those videos for ages, as they've been things that I've constantly thought about throughout the year. So there's like basically way too many ideas trying to cram it into certain videos, and they're probably not making much sense. And I had some really good comments on the speed, heart rate, power video that I made. Make some shorter videos that are more concise, that make more sense, and I think that's a good idea. But I should be able to just make them during the year. Like if I come up with an idea about something, then I make a nice PowerPoint to try and explain it as best as possible, and then I can edit it better. I've got a lot more focus, and it can be a tangible video that can be understood by people. As kind of at the moment, these videos are just, I want to get some ideas out of my head, and if people can watch them and understand them to an extent, that's fine, that's cool, but it's mainly to get it out of my head, to be honest. That's been interesting. I've still got I want to make two more videos, but like I said, I don't need to be doing them in my off season. I can just be more organised during the season and get them done. So yeah, I'll get them done over the next few weeks. I want to go over my training plan for next year, that I've got like a rough plan put together already for the whole year, so leading up to this time next year. And then also I want to review how I did at Zwift Academy and compare it to some of the other people that did it. So compared to Zach Neer's results from last year, so hopefully he completes a couple more of the workouts. And then guy he's training, Hayden Pucker, who his numbers are just absolutely bonkers. So just going to be comparing to those and making a bit of a plan for 2025. As obviously I'm not doing Zwift Academy to 2024. No, I'm definitely not making the finals because I haven't completed it. But targeting for 2025 might be a nice goal. So yeah, I definitely want to know what I need to be achieving to do that. So yeah, rest was needed, but glad to get it out of the way, and going to be much happier back on the bike and back in the gym tomorrow.